Alright. Give me one moment. I gotta take care of something and then we'll get started. Alright, I'm back. Let's get started. Coffee. Chapter 6, Mire. Or, I think it's pronounced. Straight away, Jesus. Straight away, Yuka's in trouble. Yet again. The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was the ceiling of a dark, gloomy room with flickering, uncovered light bulbs. The random bursts of light they shone were so dim that they only just barely lit up the wood grain on the ceiling enough to see patterns in it. The back of my head hurt in the same way it would if someone had just pulled my hair really hard. How do you know what that's like? I wouldn't do anything about it, though. Oh, I couldn't do anything about it, though, so I just frowned and waited for it to subside. That sound sounds like so cutesy and weird. I wonder if I'd hit my head somewhere. I suddenly realized that my feet weren't touching the ground, and there was a cold sensation all along my back. I must have been lying down on a hard surface. I tried to move, but both my arms and legs had gone to sleep, and they wouldn't budge. I like how she just seems annoyed. I'd be kind of concerned. I just have to keep lying here until they woke up. I gave up on moving, and instead just stared up at the gloomy ceiling again. It's kind of creepy. I wish I could see it, though. I knew it wasn't actually a person, but it really did look like one, and he was glaring down at me with a hateful expression. It was creepy. Oh, that was it. It looked like the Scream from lunch painting we studied in class. Except this face was screaming in anger. He hated me. He was surely against me. Oh, now the fear's settling in. If only Big Brother were here with me. He'd just pat my head and laugh and tell me how silly I was being. Do you not remember anything? I was still a little disoriented, but I turned and twisted my head as best as I could manage to see if I could find him anywhere nearby. Why was I sleeping in a place like this anyway? You leaving? Alright. And why wasn't Big Brother at my side, like he always was? Going all the way back to the beginning. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. I've heard enough of you crying. Why were we in this school to begin with? Maybe the charm failed and this was our punishment? Okay, that's quite a big leap of logic. Maybe I was the one who messed it up. I probably shouldn't have even been there. You probably shouldn't have. And if I hadn't asked him to help me try to find a bathroom, we wouldn't be separated right now. I should have just held his hand and not let go. I could have lasted a little longer without peeing. We spent like hours looking for a bathroom for you. And we'd still be together.
お兄ちゃんとはぐれてから私はどうしたんだっけ。そうだ、やっとトイレを見つけて入ったんだ。
There was corpses.
首を吊っている人がたくさん。
Yeah.
それで驚いて廊下に出てへたり込んじゃって。その後は誰かと話したんだ。
Okay. Alright.
確か妹さんとはぐれちゃった人に会ったんだ。一緒にお兄ちゃんを探してくれるって名前は。
His name was...
そう、刻みゆうやさん。
Ooh.
痛いよ。なんで体が動かないの。なんで。
Now you're starting to get really scared. I then realized that I couldn't see my arms. Where were they? Why weren't they at my sides? They were still numb too, so I couldn't feel where they were either. But I tried my best to move them anyway.
この音、縄だよね。
Oh no.
私、縛られてるの。
This is not boding well. I thought maybe the reason I couldn't feel my arms and legs and couldn't move was because I was tied up really tight and it was cutting my circulation.
お願い、動いて。
And they're tied up really tight. With some effort, I was finally able to move. I was finally able to move my fingertips. I started feeling everything I could, grateful even for this little bit of reassurance.
なんか触った。
Is it a good thing? I guess not. The rope around my wrist had been tied up tight and looped many times over. And with the circulation trickling back into my hands, it was really painful. I was so scared. I felt like I'd forgotten how to breathe. Oh boy. The footsteps were echoing from out in the hallway. They stopped right in front of this room. I wriggled in place and screamed as loud as I could. I didn't even care about the old splintery rope cutting into my wrists and ankles anymore. I don't think that's Satoshi.
暴れない方がいい。余計きつくなってしまうよ。待たせてしまったようだね。暗くて怖かっただろ。
I don't like that smug smirk. Oh boy. And that rope really does look tight.
大丈夫かい、ゆかちゃん。
could be better. He was looking at me with a caring, sympathetic smile on his face. He seemed to be really concerned about me.
助けてください。気がついたら縛られてて。
ああ、それは僕が縛ったんだよ。
It just comes out and says it.
大事な妹ともう二度とはぐれないようにね。
Okay, he's clearly already gotten cuckoo. Look at that face.
妹って、
She looks horrified. I love that.
君は僕の大事な妹だ。だから僕と離れないようにしっかり縛っておかないと。
どうしてキザミさん、嘘でしょ。
Yeah, please tell me this is some like fucked up joke.
どうして？君こそ僕の妹なのになぜわからないんだい？
わかりません。だって私は。
ユカはまだ小さいからわからないのかもしれないね。
She's 14, dude. I know she has the attitude and the body of a child, but she's actually 14. She's just like a big spoiled brat.
大丈夫。これからお兄ちゃんが教えてあげるよ。
キザミさん。
僕たち兄弟はこれから分かり合うんだ。
His eyes looked at me like they were staring far off into the distance, like he was in a trance.
怖い。怖いよ、お兄ちゃん。
Why was he doing this? Why did he tie me up? And why did he look so happy about it? Because he's a fucking psycho. I didn't get any of it. Every hair on my body was standing on end. I was terrified.
もう逃げられないの。
Oh, you're fucked, Yuka. The corners of my eyes were on fire. I couldn't stop myself from crying. Tears were flowing down my face like a waterfall. Kizami smiled, then reached out and touched my cheek. Ooh. And I actually shivered there. His hands were ice cold. It was like there was no blood flowing through it at all, like the hands of a dead person. Considering how, like, I don't know how much sanity he doesn't have.
君が目覚めてくれるのをずっと待っていたんだ。
Yeah, how hard did you hit me, by the way?
さあ、僕に魂の輝きを見せてくれ。
君のすべてをかけていい声で泣いてくれるよね。
He slowly and hesitantly took his hand off my cheek, then began walking around me towards my feet. Then he gently grabbed my skirt with one hand and drew out a knife from his breast pocket with the other.
It's show time!
Of that. So this is like the bad ending of chapter 5 of the first game.
そう、それだよ。僕が求めていたのはその声、その顔だ。恐怖と絶望が頂点に達した時、魂は最高の輝きを放つ。
God, it's really loud. I'm trying to see if I can.
それをもっと見たい。それを僕に向けてくれ。ゆかちゃん、ゆかちゃんならもっと輝けるはずなんだ。
大丈夫。お兄ちゃんが手伝ってあげるよ。
Reveal that light.
鮮血にまみれ、
痛みにもがき、苦しむ姿は今よりもっと綺麗に違いない。
You're like an actual villain where he doesn't actually torture people, he just tells people he's gonna do it and how much he's gonna make them suffer, and then he just never ends up doing it. He's good.
どうしたんだい、ユウカ。休んじゃダメだよ。まだまだこれからなんだからね。
And if only I had like some sort of knife or something in my hair, I could cut off the rope and then stab the shit out of him.
さあ、お兄ちゃんって呼んでごらん。
I'm not doing that, you sick fuck.
お兄ちゃん、助けて。お兄ちゃん、助けに来て。
何を言っているんだい、ユウカ。
Yeah, I'm your big brother. Why would I want to save you?
お兄ちゃんはほら、君の目の前にいるじゃないか。
ゆかのお兄ちゃんは。
You're just gonna piss him off, Yuka. The panic and fear just kept getting more overpowering. I think I was hyperventilating. But Kizumi showed no mercy. Instead, he reached out and grabbed my neck.
本当に生きて。
Oh, didn't mean to skip that. Sorry.
できな。
Oh, he's gonna choke her to death, isn't he? Isn't he? God damn.
細い首なんだ。しなやかで。
My God, Kizumi, you're so messed up.
君の頸動脈の太さと頸椎の形がよくわかるよ。なんて戦場的な作りをしているんだ、君の数字は。
He really does get like some sort of like perverse delight out of this shit.
苦しいかい？苦しいよね。
Sorry, I spilled some coffee. Please let me go.
ユカが悪いんだよ。僕以外のお兄ちゃんはここにはいないはずなのに。
With that, he let go of my neck, but then hastily pulled the knife in his hands right up to my face. He made sure I could see every inch of it clearly and just held it there, slowly turning it for what felt like an eternity.
ちゃんと見えてるかな、ユカ。
You really do like to talk. The knife was stained with red splatter marks. No, not even red, just dark. It wasn't the color. I knew it well, but there was only one thing it could have been. So that means he's already killed someone.
ああ、これかい？心配しなくても
Yup, it was Kurosaki.
少し黒崎で汚れているけど、まだよく切れるから。
I wonder if Yuka remembers that guy. Because they did speak briefly. I was shivering so hard I could feel my teeth vibrating. A chill ran through every part of me, as if I were so afraid that it actually lowered my body temperature. The chattering coming from inside my mouth was getting louder and louder, to such an extent that even I was getting distracted by it.
いい顔だ。僕の妹
Oh,
は
fuck
い
me.
い仕事をするよ。
Really?
少し布が邪魔だな。
Kizumi, you're a fucking freak! Kizumi suddenly tore my uniform, exposing my stomach.
だ、この水風船のようなお腹は。 たっぷり内臓が詰まっているじゃないか。
He laid the knife blade flat across the belly button, and the sudden sensation of cold metal against my skin sent even more shivers up and down my spine.
痛かったら声を上げていいからね。
You're so creepy!
恥ずかしいことじゃないんだよ。
I don't have anything to be ashamed of. I don't want to see you right now. Yeah, you could honestly, I don't blame you for crying right now.
もう終わりかい？
Oh god, and now he's disappointed that you're not crying more.
どうしたんだい、ユウカ。まさかこれで終わりじゃないだろう。せっかく欲しかった妹が手に入ったのに。
My throat was completely dry. I actually wanted to cry for help, but the walls of my air pipes were sticking together. Breathing was hard enough.
返事を、ユウカ。
I can't. Oh my gosh, when are you gonna stop being creepy? That little freaking breath he does. Like right here. Hold on a moment, guys. I gotta get more coffee. Alright.
いい子だ。じゃあ本番に行くよ。
I give that laugh about like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Not his best. Fear had taken over. I couldn't hold myself back. I knew it wouldn't go over well, and I knew it would hurt, but I forced myself to cry out. God, are you kicking the table?
君のお兄ちゃんは僕だろ？
You are not my big brother, you creepy fuck.
謝りなさい、ユカ。
You. No, Yuka, don't bend over.
違うだろう。お兄ちゃんごめんなさいだ。もっと心を込めて。
Go fuck yourself. Yuka, do not give him the satisfaction. Yes, thank you. Show some guts for the first time in your life. Yeah, I don't think that made him happy.
僕が
お兄ちゃんじゃ
Oh, that pissed him
Nice.
off.
この
Oh shit.
なんだ今のは
That sounded like the static of a television.
気のせいか
Oh, come on.
おもらしするほどに僕が嫌いなのか
I think she's letting herself out of hatred, dude. You see
興
that
味深い
expression?
な。そんな格好になってまで兄貴を呼ぶのか。
You see that expression, Kizumi? That ain't hatred. It's complete and utter terror.
なんて哀れな
See, even Kizumi thinks it's pitiful. Like, come on.
僕の可愛い妹だ今気持ちよくさせてあげるよ
Kizumi, okay. Kizumi, you need to be put in a big padded room.
もうそんな哀れな姿で泣かなくていい哀れ
Ooh.
今俺はこの子を見て哀れと言ったかなぜ哀れと思った何なんだこの気分はかわいそう俺にもそんな感情が
Wow, that's surprising.
俺にもまだそんな感情が生まれる未来が残されているというのか
Man, I like how Kizumi is like. I like his language. Like, he like uses words like paltry and platitudes. Like, today we're learning language and we're learning big words with Kizumi Yuya.
他の奴らとは違うこの俺にも
Are we gonna learn about Kizumi now? Oh, cool. We're gonna learn his backstory.
あの子がそんなことするはずがありません。
Too bad we can't see what she looks like.
残念ですが本人はゆうやくんは相手の子を傷つけようと思ってハサミを持ったと言うんです
So I think this like seals the deal on Kizumi being a born psychopath.
ざっとやったとおっしゃるんですか。
私たちが駆けつけた時彼は血だらけになった自分の手を見て
He is just a
笑ってい
born
ました
evil little monster.
とにかくこちらではもう対応しかねます
待ってください。
What's with the static?
あいつの目潰れなかったのか
Wow. Yeah, you're just a cruel bastard.
俺は幼い頃から命に思いやりを持ったり他人の心を感じたりする方法がわからなかった
I like how Kizumi is in the middle of like torturing this 14-year-old girl and then all of a sudden gets like a flashback. I bet he's just like staring there off into space and Kyuko is looking at him like, what the fuck is going on?
次第に親たちはあくまでも見るような目で俺を疎んじるように
Well, what did you expect, you douchebag? Yes, you treat them like you hate them and then they'll treat you the same.
兄と姉ばかりに愛情を注ぎ始めた成績優秀で人格者の兄と姉ばかり
So he was jealous, I think.
さすが周りが揃って認める人格者は違うと思ったよ
How old is this kid right here?
親でさえ諦めた俺を兄と姉だけは接し続けていたんだ特に兄貴はその吐き気がするほどの優等生ぶりを振りかざし熱心に俺を あいつは兄の立場を利用して、俺に命令し、俺にしつこく付きまとった。
So I guess he was overbearing?
そうだ。小学生の頃、俺は一度だけ本気で兄にぶつかったことがあったんだ。
なんてことしてるんだ。
Man, why can't we see what they look like?
ヒューヤ、何を燃やしたんだ。
何って動物だよ。ああ、匂うから怒ってんのか。しょうがないじゃん。今殺したばかりでまだ血が残ってる。
Holy crap! His brother just knocked him in the next Tuesday.
何すんだよ、バカに。
Man, you're quite the mouthy little shit. I honestly had no idea why he'd struck me, but this was the first time I'd ever been on the receiving end of violence, and I was pissed. So he does care about himself. I tried to jump him, but he was too big. I didn't stand a chance.
どうして命を大切にしない。どうしてこんなことを。殺すなんて。
I don't know, man. Would you be acting the same way if I had killed a bug? So no one gives a shit when you kill a bug.
なぜこんなことするんだ、ユウヤ。
うるせえ、俺が拾ってきたんだ。切り殺そうが何しようが俺の勝手だろ。
Wow. I couldn't believe the asshole actually threw a punch at me. I was determined to hit him back. I wasn't going to give up until I succeeded. Unfortunately, his size really was an insurmountable obstacle for me. My attempt to fight back was cut short by another, much harder blow to the same cheek.
黙れ。
Oh, that sounded like a wet punch. That was twice now. I was so going to make him pay. I swore I'd injure him somehow. My punch was going to connect. If I couldn't hit him in the head, any other part of his body would do just as well. Jeez, man.
さあ、先に生まれただけで偉そうにしやがって。俺がもっとでかければ。
How old are you, dude? Like 5 years old? What did you expect?
そういう問題じゃないだろう。成長しろ、ユウヤ。本当に頭の悪い男でなければいずれ理解できるはずだ。今ある体格差や年の差はすぐに何の意味もなくなる。大事なのは心の成長なんだ。他人の痛みが分かる人間になってくれ。
I could have sworn I saw tears welling up in his eyes. I'm surprised Yuya even knows what those are. The hell was that about? He just beat me up and here he was looking sad. Just scoffs.
俺は兄貴とは違う。
Clearly.
違わない。お前は俺の弟だ。ずっとお前は俺の弟だ。それは一生変わらない。
Ugh, I can still remember what a disgustingly sentimental look he had when he was giving me when he said that.
死ねよ、死ね死ね死ね。兄貴なんか殺してやる。何すんだよ。
ゆうや、やめなさい。
Hey, it's Haruna.
話せ、話せよ。待てよ、バカに。
いいか。大事なのは心の成長だ。胸に刻み込んでおけ。
I don't think Kizami gives a shit about your advice.
偽善者が。
And he's calling you a hypocrite for some reason.
思いっきりぶん殴りやがって。
ゆうや、大丈夫？頭打たなかった？
ほっとけよ。
今はまだわからなくても、きっとあんたが大人になれば理解できるから。
俺のことを理解できないのは姉貴たちの方だろ。なんで俺が一番下なんだよ。
Is this why he hates them so much? He was just like the youngest and he hates them for that?
下の兄弟が欲しい。俺ならもっと理解して絶対に可愛がってやるのに。
I love the piss out of a younger brother or sister.
兄さんも私もあんたが大好きよ。
So he hates them because he doesn't understand their emotions, right?
はあ、
私たちは分かってるから。あんたが本当は
Nah, he is
優
pure
しい
evil.
子だってこと。
He shows no empathy of any sort. Like, he is a remorseless psychopath.
この子のお墓作ってあげよう。ね、ゆうや。
そんなんゴミ箱に捨てる。
ゆうや！あんた、このままじゃ一生一人ぼっちになっちゃうよ。
I think he gives a shit. My sister was grabbing me by both of my shoulders and looked me right in the eye when she said this. But I didn't care about a word she was saying. I pushed her away.
俺のことが好きだから俺のことを分かったふりをするな、この嘘つき女。
ゆうや、嘘って。
俺は誰も信じない。誰にも負けない。俺に嘘をつくやつは許さない。
絶対だ。そうだった。この頃からだ。人間の本当の気持ちを。そう、正直な反応を見るにはどうすべきか考えるようになったのは、周りの連中を理解できない俺のことを理解してくれる者などいない。処世術を得た俺は目立たず毎日を過ごすため、常にそういう自分を演じるようになっていた。つまらない話に興味を持ったかのように笑い、同情したふりを装い、傷ついた顔を作ってやった。
Sounds familiar.
偽りの仮面に気づかず笑顔で言い寄ってくるクラスメイトたち。奴らは全部嘘っぱちだ。本質も見えていないくせに上辺だけで人を分かったようなふりをする。俺の簡単な演技に騙される。頭の軽くて愚かな蔑視すべき存在。
So he believes that everyone's lying to him when they say that they care about him. So to prove them wrong, he commits the same deception they believe they're committing against him to prove a point. Excuse me, you're a fucking hypocrite.
兄貴たちと同じだ。俺に嘘をつく許されざる存在。
You're just committing the same so-called deception that everyone else commits.
だから試したいと思っていた。
And of course he smiles creepily when Kurosagi's face comes up.
他人を本当に理解することができる方法。俺を理解させる方法。
So his philosophy is he doesn't understand the people around him and he wants to understand, and this like aggravates him, right?
気づかなかったろ。俺はずっとお前らを殺したいと思ってたって。死に際に立つ人間は正直だ。動物どもと同じ。みんな正面からこちらに向き合って本物の会話をしてくれた。一部を除いては。
Oh.
いい返事だ。それでいいんだ。もっと見せてみろよ。お前の裸の感情を。
Another flashback.
お前の
Mitsuki.
ためなんかに。
悲鳴も命乞いも噛み殺して絶命した奴がいたんだった。
So he's the one that killed Mitsuki. I mean, I kind of figured.
なんだそりゃ。抵抗のつもりか？この時のなんと満たされなかったことか。
I don't know, man. She looks pretty terrified. But I guess that's not the only thing you look for in a reaction.
いかにしやろうぜ。この空間に来て俺でも少しは変われるのかとの期待も少しはあった。だが人を殺めた後ですら俺に人間らしい感情は湧かなかった。
Wait, so he started killing as an experiment? See if he would feel any sort of remorse? Weird.
ゆうや、命は平等なんだ。ちゃんと覚えておけよ。
命は平等。ああ、確かに平等だったさ。殺す時は同じだったよ。人間も動物も虫けらも。でもまあ殺す感触は同じでもさすがに人を殺めてしまった罪はもう引き返せないか。
Try telling that to Darth Vader. Fucking kills thousands and millions and he still becomes a Force Ghost.
後悔はなかったがもう自分には欲しい未来すら浮かばなかった。
Yeah, this is like a textbook psychopath that doesn't care about the future at all.
なんだ今のは。今俺は誰かを哀れんで。
So he didn't feel any remorse or pity for any of the classmates and friends he killed. But this random 14-year-old girl he just met, he felt pity for it. Why?
そうこの感覚だ。この俺が相手を哀れんでいる。
Is it because she was just so pathetic?
そんなに震えて大丈夫かい？
おトイレに。
なんでここまで我慢を？
Because she's a moron.
さっきお兄ちゃんとはぐれちゃって。
そのはぐれたお兄ちゃんに言わなかったのかい？
だってずっとおトイレはどこも使えなくて。
I mean, when you're desperate, just. I mean, I've already been on the spiel.
あとおトイレ以外のところでしたって。
I've already caught out the dumbass plot of Yuka using the bathroom.
お兄ちゃんに思われたくなかったから。
献身的な妹。そうだこれだ。自分より弱い存在守ってあげなきゃ。これだよこれだ。
俺が欲しかったのは。
But every person you killed was weaker than you, so why is Yuka the exception? It's because she was just that much weaker?
どうかしたんですか、キザミさん。
I think that's the cue to leave.
この俺が哀れと感じたこのことならまだ未来はあるんじゃないか。そうだ哀れむ感情があるならまだ罪を許される要素があるはずだ。
Why would you care about atoning for your sins? Like,
この子と暮らせれば。
okay, that sounds so fucking creepy. Stop laughing, dude.
そうするか。俺と暮らすか。
Yeah, Yuka, you need to get the hell off the ground and run. Yeah, leave.
私やっぱり一人でお兄ちゃん探します。
一人で？どうして？ようやく見つけたのに。どうして？こいつも俺から離れていくんだ。
Cause you're a freaking creep, Tank.
ラン！ラビットラン！
There it is! is the famous quote.
ダメだ。一緒に行こう。
I like how he just calls her a rabbit. That's so funny.
ほら兄さんの言うことを聞かないからだよ。
I've been screaming and crying so much that my throat was now bone dry. I couldn't manage it any more than a whimper. Are we back to Yuka's perspective? My throat was actually in a lot of pain. It burned like someone had cut it wide open. Oh, I don't want to imagine that. Is this what someone looks like when they're having a flashback? Just deep breathing? Kizumi had raised the knife as if he were about to kill me, but for some reason, he just froze like that. And all I could do was lie there, struggling to breathe. Aside from his heavy panting, I could only hear the sound of my own chattering teeth. Is that what he sounds like when he's having a flashback?
死にたくない。もう一度お兄ちゃんに会いたい。
I breathed as deeply as I could, then mustered every last bit of strength I had. I wanted to call out with all my might. I wanted to call for help. Man, your throat must be really fucked up if that's the best you can muster. No good. The sentiment was there, but the words couldn't possibly have been heard by anyone else, except the person I didn't want to hear them.
こんな声じゃお兄ちゃんに聞こえるわけない。お兄ちゃん。
Just get some Oh yeah, right, you're tied up.
お兄ちゃん。お兄ちゃん。
Oh no, you snapped him out of his flashback. He's back to the present. My strained scream seemed to snap Kizumi out of his trance. He brought the tip of the knife down onto my cheek, but didn't break the skin. Oh shit, you're in trouble now.
どんなに助けを呼んでも誰も来ないんだ。
Don't you feel pity? Take pity on me, please. He was looking down at me with blank, empty eyes. It was like he'd just woken up from a really long dream. Or that he has no soul. Fucking Shane Tsung came
お
through.
兄ちゃんは来るもん。
Nah, Satoshi's kind of preoccupied right now, Yuka. I was absolutely certain about this. He may not have found me yet, but I knew he was looking. He was worried, and looking all over for me. It was only a matter of time. No, I think at this point, Satoshi's fucked around with Naomi a bit. I think he's only just starting to look for you again. Big Brother is my prince after all, and the prince always comes to rescue his princess. I mean, yeah, Yuka was treated as the princess in her house, so it makes sense she would think that.
来るわけないだろう。君のお兄ちゃんはここにいるんだから。
Man, her throat is messed up.
うるさい。
Oh, he just grabbed it. My struggle to get out the words came to an abrupt end as Kizumi's hand pressed down hard on my face, covering my nose and mouth and suffocating me. Man, you really like to suffocate people, don't you? Come on, Yuka, fight back. Bite him, something. For all the pain and fear I was feeling, I knew I had a chance to fight back, so I opened my mouth and bit down hard on his palm. Yeah! Take that, you bastard! I must have bitten even harder than I thought. I could taste his blood. It was so warm and minerally, and slid down my parched throat, easing a little bit of the pain and dryness. I mean, you needed something in your throat to... If it's not water, then it might as well be blood. Or you could have tried swallowing some spit or something, I don't know. I just kept shouting. I didn't care if these were the last words I ever said. I had no regrets. I just wanted to cry out. You done?
来ねえ兄貴なんか来ねえ
What's wrong, dude? What the hell? My god, you're loud. Why is every character in this game so freaking loud? It all happened in an instant. Kizumi just grabbed his head in both hands and let out a cry of pain that didn't even sound human.
なんだこれは何なんだよこの声は
Is it the Darkening fucking with you?
俺は妹が欲しかったのか俺は妹が欲しかったんだ俺より弱い存在そうだ俺を必要とする存在妹という存在を本当に欲していたのか
Why? This is so weird.
そうだ妹がいれば俺は変われた
So he wanted a little sister or little brother so he could understand the feelings of empathy. Because if he had someone to take care of and care about, he thinks that would help him understand emotions.
痛い頭が
I really doubt that sudden feelings of pity would do this to you, so it must be the darkening, or the school's atmosphere fucking with your head. He grabbed his head again and began stumbling around. He looked like he was in real pain. There were even tears in his eyes.
くそ何を気づかせたい今さら俺に理由などいらないここに来てからの俺は俺だけのために全てを踏みつけてきたそれは誇りですらある
Have you really? I wish it would show his eternal struggle, like the black mist surrounded him to show his conflicts. That would be really cool. Yuka's like, what the fuck is going on? Why? If you were Naomi who wants to be a nurse someday, I would okay. It makes sense you'd have fucking medicine in your pocket, but you're a fucking Yuka. Why would you have that? And why would you fucking care about trying to help the guy who wants to torture you to death? Unless you're just lying to buy time. Oh, that's an expression I haven't seen him wear before. Whoa! Where the hell did you come from?
なんでこうなったんだ。
And I think he's dead.
妹がいれば俺も兄貴みたいになれたんだ。そうだ、なれたはずだった。弟のために泣くようなバカ兄みたい。
Yuka's like, oh fuck, I'll take Kizumi over you any day. He fell to his knees and then stayed like that, not moving, maybe not even breathing. Yuka's like, give me back Kizumi, man. At least I could talk to him. Okay, stop screaming, please. God damn it, my ears. After another unnerving yell, the huge man with a hammer just stood there, staring at me. He had blood splattered all over him. Somehow, though, I got the impression he wasn't going to attack me. Was it just like the bad ending of the first game? Look at his eyebrows. They look like a separate thing on his face. He reached one hand towards me, slowly and gently. Though it may have been a little too slowly. He moved like a zombie. As if I were watching a TV show in slow motion. Yoshikazu? Yeah, maybe I can help you. I got medicine. It almost seemed like he was afraid of me, but I was just a little girl tied to a table. What could he possibly think I could do to him? I don't think he's scared of you. Yeah, I think he's looking at someone else. So I got a text. I don't think you can communicate at all, Yuka. Oh, okay. Yep, I know who's there. I know who's with the. I know who's in the room. Oh, okay. Maybe he doesn't want to help me. His mournful yell echoed throughout the room. Close your eyes. Am I alive? My arms and legs suddenly went slack. I felt like I could move them now. Oh, he freed me. Give me a second. Slowly, I opened my eyes and confirmed this enormous man had just smashed apart the dry knots that were holding my hands and feet in place. That he was wielding a hammer. How did he cut the knots with a freaking hammer? I knew I didn't have much time. I tried my hardest to wake up my sleeping hands and feet and shake the broken, splintered ropes off from my wrists and ankles. Oh no. Oh, okay, consider other options. My arms and legs were still numb so that I couldn't trust myself. My arms and legs were still so numb that I couldn't trust myself to get out of the room safely. I had to think of something else. I had to buy some time. It seemed like the little girl was pulling the huge man's strings, and he didn't really want to hurt me, so maybe I could reason with him. I don't think so, dude. I don't think you're gonna, like, I'll command Sachiko here.
どうしたの？
He suddenly doubled over and began clawing at his throat, seemingly in a great deal of pain. Reasoning with him really wasn't going to work. He was too unstable, and if it came down to me or the little girl, I was pretty sure I wouldn't win. That is the smartest thing you guys done ever. Using common sense.
今なら逃げられるかも。
What do I do? What do I do? I have to search for something? Light the burner? Light the buzzin' burner? Light it, sure.
何の音もしない。ガスが通ってないのかな。
I'm on a time limit, I feel.
ダメだ。他の方法を探さなきゃ。
There's a bottle on the ground filled with transparent liquid. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it.
何が入ってるんだろう。水じゃないよね。
Maybe it's lighter fluid? Hydrochloric acid. Maybe I can use that to light it up.
いつまでそうしているつもりだ。殺せ。
Do it yourself, you bitch. Yeah, you're running out of time very quickly. Instinctively, I threw the glass bottle at the huge man with the hammer. Why would you do that? He flinched and stumbled backwards. His hammer was still raised, however, and smashed into one of the light bulbs in the ceiling His hammer was still raised, however, and smashed into one of the light bulbs on the ceiling, shattering it.
暗い。でも今なら逃げられるかも。
The field had begun returning to my legs, so I wasted no time. Habitually, I yelled excuse me as I left. Wow. Yuko, you're too polite, come on. I darted through the dark lab, using what I remembered of its layout to avoid obstacles and reach the door. She got out! Thanks, Yoshikazu, for not killing me.
お前、わざとか？
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. I don't want to kill people.
このクズ！二度とご褒美してやらないぞ。早く追いかけろ。
What rewards could you honestly offer him? This is a fucking Dead Space. Literally. What do you offer him, like snacks or something?
あの小娘何度目だ。お守りの切れ端を持っているのか。運命が定着していない。どこか隠れられるところを探さなきゃ。
I could hear the sound of someone else running, just a short distance in front of me. I couldn't make out who it was with any certainty, but I did briefly catch a glimpse of a figure retreating into the darkness, and it looked like...
お兄ちゃん。
What, really? It must be a trick.
今のお兄ちゃんだったよね。
There's no way you found him already. I took off in pursuit. If that was Big Brother, then I just had to catch up to him.
お兄ちゃん。
He mustn't have heard me. His pace never slowed, and I saw him disappear around a corner.
行っちゃった。早く追いかけなきゃ。お兄ちゃん。
Yuka, I don't think you're gonna catch up to him. Oh, okay. Oh, now we're in search mode. Ooh! And the darkening's already at 30%. Oh boy. Okay, let's save. Okay. Okay, there's nothing here. Let's continue. It said he turned a corner, right? Let's go here. Finally doing some little bit of gameplay. Go in here.
なんか寒くなってきたな。
It's a wooden shelving unit with a glass door. It doesn't seem to be locked. Is there anything in there? Unfortunately, there's nothing useful inside. That sucks. Now's no time to search shelves anyway. I have to find my big brother. Oh boy. Am I at a time limit here? I hope not.
やっぱり開かないみたい。もっと力が強ければ。
No, no amount of strength is gonna be able to get that open. You're good.
兄ちゃん、どこ行っちゃったの？
Yeah, my darkening went up again. Okay, let's get out of here.
ここにもいないよね。お兄ちゃん？ここじゃ見つかっちゃう。
Anything in here? It's locked. There doesn't seem to be any way to open it. So the longer I stay in one place, the more my darkening meter goes up. Let's go to 1A. Satoshi did say there was a rendezvous point in the first game.
お兄ちゃんいる。
I guess you do have to whisper.
床だよ。いるなら出てきて。ここにもいない。隠れられる場所もなさそうだし、この床今にも抜けそう。怖いよ。お兄ちゃん、どこ行っちゃったんだろう。
Let's not stay in here.
ここにはいないよね。
There's the words on there. Yeah, have those fingernails? Fuck no! Get away from me, bitch! It's already at 55%! Holy shit! Either the darkening is really messing with me, or Yuka's psyche is just that weak.
いるなら出てきて。
No? Anything in here? Nothing. Alright, let's get out of here. There's nothing here. Let's... Locker room. Exit. Let's go to the exit. Oh no.
何の音？
I think it's the beginning of an earthquake. Suddenly, my field of vision started going topsy-turvy. Topsy-turvy? I've never heard of that before. Was I fallen? It was an earthquake, but there was no more than just that. The floor beneath me was moving up and down, and in time with the quake's left and right motion.
お兄ちゃん。お兄ちゃん。
I tried putting one hand on the floor for balance and getting back up to my feet.
早くお兄ちゃんを追いかけなきゃいけないのに、完全に見失っちゃう。
I thought I'd done it. I was standing now, and had started getting used to the vibrations. As long as I hugged the walls, I could walk. But that all quite literally came crashing down around me soon enough. The wildly shaken floors cracked and crumbled, and I was free falling. Oh shit. 55%. Raised my head and found myself lying on top of a pile of rubble. Oh no, she's down here. Good places, good stuff never happens down here. We saw we all saw what happened to Mitsuki and Sayaka. And I wasn't too much worse for wear though, all things considered.
ここ
Hmm.
どこ
You're in the bomb shelter. I looked all around me frantically, but saw nothing even remotely familiar. This was definitely someplace new. And it didn't feel like a school anymore. The walls and floors were made from packed dirt, with only railroad ties keeping it all together.
なんかカビ臭い
I knew I was underground. I had to be. It just felt that way. There were no windows anywhere, and based on the smell, there was no ventilation either.
なんか息苦しいな
That's not good.
そうだお兄ちゃん
I don't think you're gonna find Satoshi down here. Big Brother might have gotten caught off guard by the earthquake too. I thought he could be down here. It was Big Brother. It was a big one after all. Maybe he was injured. Maybe he couldn't move.
早く探さなきゃ
I tried pushing myself up from the pile of rubble, ready to shoot to my feet and continue the search. That didn't last long, however. My hands and feet were still a little numb from the ropes, making it hard to keep my balance. I fell back onto my butt. What's that sound? My underwear was completely waterlogged. Felt like a full that's gross. Like a full sponge. It squished unpleasantly onto the debris, sending a cold chill throughout my entire body.
何こ
I reached down and felt it. It was absolutely soaked through. It would take forever for it to dry.
れそうだ私おもらししちゃってたんだ
I guess things like that do tend to slip your mind when you're running for your life. I was so wrapped up in running for my life and chasing after Big Brother, I didn't even notice the wetness. But now I couldn't get it out of my mind.
気持ち悪いよ
Tears were welling up in my eyes. How could I be so pathetic? I forced myself to my feet, doing my best to try ignoring the squishy sensation. I wouldn't be able to ignore it for long, though. My panties were noticeably heavier now, and the urine they absorbed was practically ice cold. Oh, that sound is disgusting. I couldn't go on like this. I was going to get a rash or catch ammonia. Is that what it is? Ammonia or something And every step was going to be its own form of mushy, gushy hell. But what could I do? I could take them off, but then what? Carry them with me? Ew. Leave them on the floor for someone else to find? No thanks.
お兄ちゃんお兄ちゃん
If only you were still, like, up there and you could, like, get out there to, like, dry them off and shit. I swallowed my pride, held back my tears as best as I could, and waddled onward.
どこか脱げる場所ないかな
Alright, now we're controlling Yuka, sort of. So I can't go down. Ooh, there's a bathroom. Let's go down. Let's go over there. There's a storehouse. This is a little bit more, open than the last time I was down here.
ここトイレかなお札も貼ってないし変な匂いもしないよね
Is it an actual usable bathroom? The only bathroom I'd seen up to this point were unusable. Charms on the door mysteriously sealing the room shut, bodies hanging in the stalls. But this looked like to be a completely normal bathroom. Certainly the most normal I'd seen since getting stuck in this place anyway. do it. Let's get in there. Am I not in there already? Wait, what's this? There's a loose piece of wood on the ground here. Take it? Shit, yeah.
何かの役に立つかも。
The return of the loose board! Just a piece. Okay, it's not a loose board, it's a piece of wood. That's mildly disappointing.
入れるのかな。
I tried. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I tried pulling on one of the wooden stall doors. Oh my god, it just opened.
誰かいますか？
Listened carefully for any hint of a response, even as going as far to hold my breath.
でも返事をされても怖いよね。
Yeah. But there wasn't a single sound to be heard. The entire room was dead silent. The walls were made from packed dirt, after all, and there was a lot of moisture in the air. Effectively, the whole place was naturally soundproofed.
よし、誰もいないみたい。
I backed away from the stall slightly and almost tripped over a fairly sizable crack in the ground. Almost about 5 centimeters wide and 1 centimeter thick.
ここに隠してもいいかな。
Oh, she doesn't want to use the bathroom, she just wants to hide her panties.
よいしょ。
Finally, I was able to get out of these waterlogged panties. Despite being alone, I still crouched down and moved them as discreetly as I could. I then stuffed them tightly into the crack I discovered.
よいしょ。よいしょ。
Ugh, that's gotta be gross.
全部入らないや。布がはみ出ちゃうわ。もっと大きく広げられればいいんだけど。
Just leave them there to dry, right?
どうしよう。そうだ。この木で隙間を大きくすれば。
I don't think there's anyone down here at all, so I don't think you have to worry about it. I mean, I guess she doesn't know that, but... Use a piece of wood. Used piece of wood. Jeez, I cannot speak.
ゆかのこんな姿、お兄ちゃんに見られなくてよかった。
Oh, yeah, right?
どうか誰にも見つかりませんように。
You're done with what? Especially not Big
お
Brother.
兄ちゃんには
Not that Big Brother would be likely to wander into the girl's bathroom, but it was possible given the circumstances. So just to be safe, I figured it couldn't hurt to pray that it didn't happen.
でももうちょっと奥に詰めておこうかな。
Ugh, this is a waste of time.
誰かに見つかったら恥ずかしいもんね。
You're in this hellhole-ish situation and you're worried about fucking embarrassment?
よし。
My underwear was not totally buried out and out of sight. There was no way anyone could come across it if they didn't know it was there. Satisfied, I stood up.
スースーしてやだな。でも濡れたまま履いてたらもっと気持ち悪いし。
I guess. Another earthquake!
さっきから地震ばかり。ここ大丈夫かな。さっきよりも古い建物だけど
That would suck.
壊れちゃわないかな。
Having the entire bomb shelter just collapse on top of you. Peeked my head out from the bathroom and looked around.
誰もいないよね。お兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃん。
Yeah, he's not down here, Yuka. My voice echoed a lot louder than I was expecting. It actually surprised me. Considering the wet dirt walls, I didn't think sound would even travel that far.
怖いよ。他にお兄ちゃんの友達とか誰かいれば。
Even Morishige?
くさい。手洗いたいな。
I began walking through the hall once again. This time a bit slower and more unevenly due to exhaustion. Alright, now we're in search mode. Let's look around, huh? Let's look in the boys' bathroom. And it's locked, of course. The door is sealed firmly shut. There's no way to open it. That's annoying. I guess I didn't really need to be there anyway, so let's go into the storehouse. That is what it is, right? Storehouse? Yeah, storehouse. Yeah, and it's locked, of course.
やっぱり開かないや。出口どこにあるのかな。
Is there even an exit to this place? Like in the bomb shelter? Like at all? Ooh, death room. That sounds like fun. I think I'll play the entire chapter. Right? Oh. Alright. I'm surprised Yuka didn't say anything about the bodies. There are thoroughly decomposed remains on the table here. Based on general appearance and what's left of the deceased's clothing, they appear to belong to a very young girl. Her name tag is still affixed to her chest. Great Harbor Elementary School. Mako Sakura. Anyway, isn't Mako the name of the voice actress of Sayaka? There's a cabin in here that looks big enough to fit a whole person inside. It might make a good hiding spot.
誰か来たらあそこに隠れればいいかな。でも本当に誰か入ってきたら怖いな。早く出よっと。
No. Really? The door to the room suddenly slammed shut, and the inside of it was missing its doorknob, rendering it unopenable. This is not looking good. It seems I've been locked in.
どうしよう。何か取っ手の代わりになるようなものがあれば。
The table? There's a fairly large stone sitting on the heavy wooden table. Take it. Take it. Acquired stone.
これで思いっきりドアを叩けば開くかな。
With your little noodle arms? Fuck
よ
that.
し。ダメだ。びくともしない。
Yeah, you have noodle arms, Yuka. Oh
大
no.
きな音を出したから気づかれちゃったかも。早く出る方法を見つけなきゃ。
I quietly and gently return the stone to its original spot. Ah, shitbox. Oh god, the door. Okay, no, I'm going back. Hold on. Shit. Let's go back. Leave it.
こんな石じゃドアは
What?
開
It
か
still
ないよ
happened?
ね。他の方法を探そう。
Anything? Leave it.
こんな石じゃ他の方法を探す。なんだ苦しい。苦しいよ。お兄ちゃん。
Couldn't move any part of my body. I'd just fallen completely limp and my vision had gone black. I felt like I was being swallowed up by the darkness and there was nothing I could do. Yeah, I'm 100%. Shit! Man, I suck at this. And there was nothing I could do to stop it. It was seeping into every part of me. Big brother, help. Well, that's the wrong end. Shitbox. Oh, shitty box. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? Continue. Quick saves.
石じゃ
It still happens. Like, what the
方
hell?
法を探そう
Hold on, let me load another quick save. Let me go back even further. Take it
うーん
and skip all this.
何かの役に立つかも中に入れるの
Just skip all of it.
誰か今でもよしあここよいしょそうだこの木どうか
Oh shit, I'm pressing as hard as I can.
誰よしでもここ大丈夫かなそう誰も
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
くさい
There we go.
手洗いたいな
Alright, now let's save. Okay, let's go to the death room. Try that again. Is the death room just like a trap?
暗いな
Oh, some bones. Skeleton remains. There doesn't seem to be any way to determine the gender from clothes when are built alone. But there is a student ID name tag nearby bearing a traditionally feminine name. Tomishiro Trade School, Sakura Motoi. 57%. Alright, already looked at hers.
誰でも本当に誰か
Skip all
どう
this.
しよう何か取っ手の代わりになるようなものがあれば
Take the key.
この鍵一応試してみようやっぱりドアノブがないから鍵も使えないよね
Okay, I'm skipping like all the dialogue. Quietly return the key. There's a nail puller.
これをドアに引っ掛ければ取っ手の代わりにできるかな
Oh my god, the darkening goes up so fucking quickly.
よかったこれで外へ出られる
Okay, that's... Now the room is locked. Okay, so that's just like... trap room. Designed to like darken your spirit. Let's just continue on. The door to this particular room was shuddering ever so slightly, as if it were a breeze blowing against it gently from inside.
なんか開きそう
Slowly and hesitantly, I put both my hands on the doorknob and started to turn.
入れるみよし入ってみよう出口につながってるといいなひどい匂い
Yeah, I don't think it's an exit, Yuka. As soon as the door opened, even a crack, a powerful, horrible stench slammed into my face and twisted around my nasal cavities like a jet of water. I was instantly feeling nauseous and lightheaded, as if I was suddenly deprived of oxygen.
もうダメ早く出よう水の音水があるのかな
Holding my nose, I stepped back into the room and crept over towards the source of the noise. If there was water in here, maybe I could wash my hands, I thought.
お水どこ
My extreme thirst came back full force as well. Clean water was the greatest thing I could have possibly found at this point. I accidentally kicked a bucket, spilling its contents onto the ground in front of me. Countless flies immediately flew from the overturned bucket and began swarming all around me. Their buzzing wings sounded right up against my ears as if they were attacking me. I let go of my nose and began flailing my arms wildly, attempting in vain to drive them away.
前が見えないよ。
Yeah, get out of here, man. As I haphazardly stumbled forward, I found my foot splashing in shallow liquid. Mere moments later, my hand came in contact with a wall and brushed against a switch. I heard a faint clicking sound, and then... Oh! The light blinked on, and I got a clear look at the room I was standing in.
何ここ死体
A large portion of the floor had been dug into something resembling a pool, which was filled with stagnant, discolored water and dismembered bodies. I'm surprised my Guardian hasn't gone up yet. The bodies were decomposing a lot faster than they naturally would, on account of the wetness. Most of them had swarms of maggots instead of faces. Several bodies had actually washed up on the ground outside the pool as well. Those few that still had limbs looked like they may lose them at any moment. Their torsos were all swollen and black, and everything else was bone white.
なんで死体がこんなに集まって
Couldn't even guess. The Colossus body was splurting a sappy mucus from its nose and mouth and staring at me with an ugly, mean expression. What are you glaring at me for, asshole? The thick fluid came out of it, which was reddish brown in color, and seemed to be a disgusting mixture of blood and dead bugs.
何の音
Some sort of huge door high along the top of the wall opened up, and I could clearly feel a breeze blowing through the room. It was a trash chute? Oh, is there gonna be a body flowing down there?
元の場所に戻れるかな今度は何の音
I can hear
何
something.
が聞こえる近づいてくる
I was afraid of what might be coming through that hole, so I put some distance between it and myself. Something heavy fell from above and splashed into the pool, spraying my face with rotten, stagnant water.
死体死体
Fuck, man. Oh my god, is she gonna hyperventilate? Oh no. As soon as it touched the liquid, it began bubbling and melting it into it as if it were a bag of ingredients tossed into a stew pot. Oh. One of the poor victim's lungs floated to the surface, giving the whole scene even more of a sick, soup-like appearance. Oh, that is gross.
早くここから出たい
Yeah, you should have gotten out of there a long time ago.
ここにいたくない
Dragged my wet foot on a dry part of the ground for a second or two, then made a dash for the door. As soon as I was back out in the hall, I fell to my knees in shock. I couldn't even move. The smell of death and decay was still sticking to me and still trying to snake its way into my nose. It was all I could do not to throw up. I hadn't eaten anything for hours, so I'm just not even sure what it actually... I'm not even sure if it was actually thrown up. I'm not even sure if I would actually have thrown up, but I still felt like I had to, more strongly than ever before. Maybe it would have been best to just let it all come out. I'm sure I would have felt better afterwards. Nah, but you haven't eaten or drinking anything. But honestly, I didn't want to see my own vomit right now. Not after all the other disgusting things I'd seen. I'd had enough.
どう うしてこんなことになっちゃったの。
At times like this especially, I really longed for my big brother. If only he were here with me. I cried out for him as if it were I cried out for him as if in prayer.
お兄ちゃん、助けて。助けて。
Huh?
動けないの。
What?
誰かいるの。誰かいるの。
Oh no, Yuka, don't listen to her, run away!
苦しいよ。
There was a little girl with an arm outstretched, begging for help. I rushed over to her side.
どうしたの？大丈夫？
She was faintly glowing.
この子、幽霊？あのね、お腹が苦しいの。お胸が熱いよ。とっても辛そう。床にできることは。ここ、怪我はしてないみたいだけど、痛むの？
I'm trying to check my Darkin and see if it goes up.
痛いよ。
Yeah, Yuka, there's nothing you can do. You might as well just walk away. All I could do for her was offer physical comfort. If I rubbed her back, maybe she'd feel better.
ありがとう。ごめんね。こんなことしかできなくて。
Honestly, I don't know how I don't expect you to know how to like fix like burning chest or anything.
ちょっと。そう。
Oh, didn't mean to skip
よかっ
that.
た。
The girl grimaced again, as if she were experiencing some new pain all of a sudden.
まだ無理しない方がいいよ。ね。うん。あなたもここに迷い込んだの？わかんない。気がついたらここで倒れてたの。
Yeah, that's very vague, Yuka. I wouldn't trust it.
気がついたら。ずっと寂しかった。そっか、一人で寂しかったね。よく頑張ったね。
I gently brushed my hand against the little girl's face, wiping away her tears. I'd only just met her, but I already felt for her. She had it a lot worse than I did.
あなた、お名前は？幸子。幸子。幸子ちゃんっていうのね。うん。私はゆかだよ。
Oh my god, Yuka! Yuka, why didn't you make the connection? Sachiko? Sachiko ever after charm? Come on!
ゆか？ゆかお姉ちゃん？
Ugh, does anyone never make the connection that Sachiko is the same fucking name as the Sachiko Forever After charm? Like, come on.
お姉ちゃん？
It's such an easy connection.
お姉ちゃんか。なんか、
God, what is
お
that
姉ちゃんっ
face?
て呼ばれると照れちゃうなって。
I took Sachiko's tiny little hands in my own and pulled her to her feet.
よし、立てるね。
Sachiko's hands was so thin and light compared to my own. Not just light, it almost felt like it was completely weightless.
やっぱり幽霊なんだ。
Sachiko noticed me staring at her, and I must have had quite a look on my face. This seemed to bother her, so I did my best to force a smile. I'm sure she was worried I'd leave her all by herself again, and I wanted to make sure she knew I was here for her.
どうしたのお姉ちゃん。ちょっと考え事してて。
Hold on a second. I want to go back and skip the death room. Come on, do it. Oh, that's right. skip the death room and just go into the body pool. I'm sorry I'm going back so much, but I want to, like, I have my darkening meter is too filled up. I think we can skip all this.
よし、出口につながっこれもうダメ。お水。
Gross, gross, gross. Fine.
ここにいたくない。
Yo. Skip all this.
どうしてこんなことになっちゃったの。
Let's save.
お兄ちゃん、助けて。
Yeah, okay.
誰かいる
So
の。
we don't need to go to the death room.
どうしたこのとってここ
Let's go back to where we were.
ごめんねちょっとそうまだあなたも気がついたらここで気がついたらそっかあなたさち私はゆかお姉ちゃんなんかよし立てるねやっぱり幽霊なんだ。どうしたのお姉ちゃん。ちょっと考え事してて。ごめんなさい。
For what? Sachiko lowered her head and looked like she was about to cry.
どうして謝るの？幸子、多分幽霊だから。お姉ちゃんと違うから。
Changing tactics, are you?
怖がらせちゃって。ごめんなさい。よかったらこんな小さい子を不安にさせるなんて。
I took Sachiko's hand in both of mine, turning to face her and ducking down a little so her eyes were level.
大丈夫だよ。幽霊は怖いけど、なんだかあなたは怖くない気がするの。
Joey? Chewbacca? Where'd you go? Alright, he's fucked off to the shadow room.
怖くない？本当に？
No, I kinda hate you.
幸子ちゃんは大丈夫。お姉ちゃん行っちゃうの？
Yeah. I did have to think for a moment since I knew I couldn't take a ghost with me very far. But in the end, I knew I couldn't just leave her. Yes, you can, very easily.
幸子ちゃんも一緒にゆかのお兄ちゃんを探してくれる？お兄ちゃん？すっごく頼りになるの。きっと幸子ちゃんにも優しくしてくれるよ。
But he's a scaredy cat and a scatterbrain, remember? Her head was still down, but her eyes were peeking up at me. She looked nervous, but for the first time since we started talking, she also looked hopeful.
幸子も一緒に行っていいの？
Why are you speaking like in the third person?
もう一人じゃないよ。ゆかがお姉ちゃんがそばにいるからね。
Ah, you're such a good actor, I hate it. Honestly, I was lonely too. I probably wanted her with me just as badly as she wanted someone with her. Ghost or no.
さあ行こう、幸子ちゃん。
I turned to head back down the hall, but was stopped by Sachiko tugging on my uniform. She was wearing a forced smile on her face, but still looked uneasy.
お姉ちゃん、私の言うこと聞く？
Sorry.
言うことって
What was she going to tell me to do? I was so surprised by the question. I wasn't sure how best to respond. But the longer I thought about it, the more uneasy she looked, so...
お姉ちゃんね、あなたのお話なら聞くよ。本当？うん。だから何でも話してね。
It was clearly something specific she had in mind, but I wasn't going to push her about it. She'd ask me when she was ready. She seemed satisfied with my answer and let go of my uniform. And so, hand in hand, we continued down the hall in search of my big brother. Alright, now we're in control. And we're darkened and still is not. Alright, let's do a save over the last save I did. Okay. Let's continue. I guess... What do we do? Where do we go? I guess we'll just go down one at a time again. I wonder if we go into the death room, what will happen? Well, if he was, that'd be kinda scary, cause considering all the fucking corpses.
そうだね。幸子ちゃん、ゆかの他には誰も見なかった？うん。
Uh-huh. You mean yes? That's all she said, and then silently, she squatted on the ground and wrapped her hands around her
どう
knees.
したの？どこか痛いの？お姉ちゃん、寒いよ。寒い？
She nodded firmly, almost exaggeratedly. There we go.
か、幽霊でも痛みを感じるなら、きっと寒さも感じるよね。かわいそう。
As if to show me just how cold she was, she then started visibly shivering. Shiver me timbers.
ねえ、幸子ちゃん、何かゆかにできることない？
Why don't you guys hug? Share some body heat.
何か。そう、幸子ちゃんがこれ以上辛くならないように何でも言って。じゃあお姉ちゃんのそれちょうだい。
She was pointing at my feet.
靴下？
It was the first time I noticed that Sachiko was walking around barefoot. I was so busy worrying about myself and about finding my big brother that I completely failed to pay any attention to poor Sachiko's appearance.
ごめんね、すぐ気がつかなくて。いいの。
Sachiko shook her head.
私お姉ちゃんなのにもっと早く気づいてあげられればよかった。
If I were a big brother, I would have noticed right away and given her my socks. But it wasn't too late. I took off my shoes and socks and offered them to Sachiko. They were a little wet, but still better than walking on the cold dirt floors in bare feet. I didn't really like the idea of doing that myself, but just one look at this poor poor lost souls, shaken form convinced me I was doing the right thing. Just give her your socks and take the
あ
shoes.
りがとうお姉ちゃん。
Sachiko just took the socks, leaving the shoes in my hand.
幸子ちゃん、靴下だけでいいの？上履きは？うん。だってお姉ちゃんが裸足になっちゃうでしょ。
She flashed a gentle smile at me, which stayed on her face the whole time she slowly put on both of my socks.
ゆかお姉ちゃんに怪我してほしくないから。そっか。
How long are
優しい
you
んだ
gonna
ね。
How long are you gonna
幸子ちゃんは
continue this act? Sachiko, like how long are you gonna continue this? Do you just like fucking with people that much? Hey puppy.
お姉ちゃん大好き。
Oh no. Her smile had grown, and now stretched from cheek to cheek, and I began to feel like I'd do anything at all to keep her happy. I wonder if this was how Big Brother felt when I smiled at him like that.
頑張ろうね、幸子ちゃん。
Despite the severity of the situation, I was in high spirits. I almost forgot just how horrible this place really
頑
was.
張る？うん、お兄ちゃんを見つけられるように。
Something amuse you?
幸子ちゃん、今何か言った？
I thought that was a giggle, but it sounded different, somehow. Like her voice had changed to someone else's. Someone else was here.
ううん。かわいい。むちゃくちゃしたい。
Oh no.
何？何も言ってないよ。
Yes, you did.
そっか。気のせいかな。
What is it they usually say in movies? Must have been the wind? Not too likely in a stagnant underground bunker like this, but still.
きっと怖がりすぎなのかも。もっとしっかりしなくちゃ。お姉ちゃんなんだから。
Put on the bravest face I could muster and marched back into the hall, pausing only to make sure Sachiko was still behind me. What's with the music? What's with the hardcore music? What's going on? I guess we'll go to the storehouse. This is Kizumi's theme, isn't it? The Kizumi's chase music. Oh, I can go in here? Oh
やっ
no.
ぱり開かないね。うん。
What's with the music? Like, why is it suddenly changing like this? I guess we'll go down this hall. Why not? Whatever, this music's awesome. This music will always be some of my favorites. Dead end. Alright, let's go over here. Let's go over here. Oh, dead end. Oh, shit. And is this the dead end too? Oh, a corpse. It's a newly deceased corpse, practically still warm. It's easy to tell at a glance that this was a female junior or high school student. There's a student ID name tag on the ground at her feet. Shobu University Middle School. Michi Moritoshi. That's a girl's corpse? Honestly, that looks like a dude. Alright. Let's go into the body pool again. Let's check out the hallway first. I want to make sure I get everything. Oh, yep, another body. It's a set of skeletal remains. There doesn't seem to be any way to determine gender or age. But there is a student ID name tag lodged in its eye socket, identifying these remains as likely belonging to a male junior high school student. Takane Municipal Middle School, Kyuko Shibuya. Takane. That name looks familiar. Alright, let's go back to the body pool, see if there's anything else I can do in there. What is it now? Sachiko had come to a halt and was grabbing loosely on the cuff of my skirt to stop me as well.
どうしたの？ここは嫌。 怖い感じがするの。
Yeah, like, why do I don't know why. I mean, I know I'm controlling Yuka, but I don't know why Yuka would ever want to bring Sachiko in here.
そうだね。お姉ちゃんもここにはいたくないな。じゃあ、あっちへ行こう。うん。
Over where? Body. There's a rotten corpse here, emitting a horrific odor. Age and gender seems virtually impossible to determine from outer appearance alone. There is a student ID name tag, however, bearing a decidedly female name. Shobu University Middle School, Akihiko Sakine. It's a half-decayed skeletal corpse. Based on what's left of its clothing, it seems to have once been a schoolgirl, even though there's no way to tell age. There's a student ID name tag lodged inside the student shoulder joint, however. Kamashiro Trade School, Asuka Mizuno. Wait, is she wearing a hoodie? No. Another corpse. It's a half-decayed skeletal corpse. Age and gender are virtually impossible to determine from outer appearance alone. There is a student ID name tag, however, bearing a decidedly male name. Suyama High School, Tsuyoshi Kawasaki. It's a half-decayed skeletal corpse. Okay. Takine Municipal Middle School, Yuki Tanaka. Since it's half submerged, it's impossible to determine age or gender from appearance. This deceased student ID name tag is floating on the surface, however, and bears a female name. Rubens Academy Senior High School, Satomi Kuragi. Decomposed corpse. No name tag there. No name tag. No name tag. No name tag. Oh, no. No name tag. No name tag. Come on. Come on, name tags. Man, it's like, oh, I'm becoming more. I just realized I'm becoming more fucked up. Let's get out of here. Shit. Okay. Where do I go to now? I don't know why I came here. There's nothing here. Let's go. Let's check out the girls' bathroom again. Let's see if there's anything new in there. Man, I wish this wasn't like a visual novel like this. I wish it was like, if the visual novel, like, if they really did want to like continue with like the visual novel design, they should have made like the visual novel like a Danganronpa, where you're like everything's like in first person, but you can still move.
何？どうしたの？足が痛いの。
You have socks.
足？
The soles of Sachiko's feet seemed to be bothering her quite a bit. As we stood there, I noticed she was fidgeting in place, trying not to stand on them.
そうだよね。幸子ちゃん、靴下だけだもんね。
She said nothing else, just stared at my feet. She seemed to want my shoes now, but didn't want to say anything since I offered them earlier and she turned them down. So I just smiled and decided to offer them again.
私の上履き履く？いいの？うん。幸子ちゃん、また怪我しちゃうもんね。
Yeah, but what about you,
お
man?
姉ちゃんは？
Yeah, I can't believe I agree with Sachiko.
お母はお姉ちゃんだから大丈夫だよ。
I wouldn't accept any objections. I just took off my shoes and handed them over to Sachiko without another word. Cheerfully, she slipped them on over my socks. They were a little big on her, but I knew she'd feel better than I knew she'd feel better just having them.
ありがとう。嬉しい。じゃあ行こっか。
Sachiko wasn't used to such big floppy shoes. She took one step and stumbled forward.
大丈夫？手繋いでてあげるよ。うん。ゆかお姉ちゃん大好き。
So fucking creepy.
幸子ちゃん、ここは何もなかったから引き返そう。
Oh, she doesn't want her to see the underwear.
そう。このまま進んでていいのかな。こっちがいい。
Sachiko was pointing down the hall towards the spot where the earthquake had dropped me.
こっち？こっちに何かあるの？わかんない。けどこっち。何の音だろう。あそこに入りたい。あそこ。
Where's there?
でもあそこは鍵が。今開いた音がしたの。何かあるの？お願い。入りたいの。そっか。じゃあそっちに行こうか。
Sachiko nodded firmly and practically dragged me by the hand over to the door near my entry point in this underground maze. What's in here?
うわあ、なんかここ広いね。
This looks like the place that Naomi was in.
あっち。
Over there? Over where? Energetic as can be, Sachiko pulled me farther into the darkened room.
待って、幸子ちゃん。
I suddenly felt a sharp pain in the sole of my foot and looked down to see what I'd stepped in.
釘。
The floor was actually kind of a mess. It was bumpy and uneven, and there were all kinds of tiny, sharp-looking objects scattered everywhere. Not just rusty old nails, but bits of glass, loose wooden boards with jagged edges and splinters, and all of them, and all over them, and plenty else I couldn't even identify.
血が出ちゃった。かわいい。
You fuck.
幸子ちゃん？
Ah, screw you, bitch.
どうしたの？あれ？そっちにいたの？何だったんだろう。今の声。
It was clearly Sachiko, Yuka. Come on, smarten up. Ugh. We got a search in here. What's this? There's a desk in the corner of the room. Something seems to have fallen underneath it.
これ何？これポラロイドカメラ？
Oh! Sachiko bent down and lifted the camera gingerly as if it was some kind of rare treasure. Then she pointed it at me and pressed the shutter button. It works!
眩しい。びっくりした。まだ使えるんだね。持って行ってもいい？いいけど重いよ。大丈夫。嬉しいな。
For what? 3%. Corpse. There's a set of bleached white bones in a heap against the wall.
小さい。まだ。
Oh yeah, my darkening is going up and up.
そうだ。幸子ちゃんは今いくつなのかな？いくつ？そう。何歳かな？小学生だよね。
Or rather, you were.
わかんない。思い出せないの。
Bullshit.
そっか。ごめんなさい。
Sachiko just stood there, with her head hung low and a look of disdain on her face. She didn't say another word. It seemed safe to assume she probably didn't have any memories from when she was alive at all.
ごめんね。気にしないでね。うん。ごめんなさい。
Looking a bit closer at the pile of bones, there is a student ID name tag jutting out from the victim's ribcage, identifying her as female. Renaissance Elementary School, Yukari Sakia. Anything else in here? Oh. What's this? It's a stack of folded up Japanese style futons.
お姉ちゃん、幸子疲れちゃった。この布団使えたら一休みしようか。うん。
Carefully tiptoeing across the litter-strewn floor, nursing my sore and bloodied foot the whole while, I snaked my way over to the futons. Didn't like much the idea of sleeping in the same room as I did child, but I had to admit I was pretty exhausted too.
ちょっと湿っててカビ臭いけど、敷いたら横になれるよ。眠い。よし、
Oh, don't whine.
じゃあ今敷く。
As soon as the futon was out on the ground, as flat as it would go, Sachiko sprawled out on it, and it wasn't long before her eyes started drooping.
あーよ、布団だ。
Just seeing this innocent little girl joyously stretching out to take a nap was enough to lift my spirits and renew my hope.
幸子ちゃんがいてくれてよかった。ありがとうお姉ちゃん。こちらこそだよ幸子ちゃん。だって今ここにあなたがいてくれなかったら。
She really must have been tired. She was out like a light the second her head touched the bedding.
かわいいなもう。
I would fall asleep, Yuka. Don't fall asleep.
目覚めたらお家だといいな。
Oh, she fell asleep. I awoke to find myself being shaken. Sachiko was trying to get me up, and her expression had gone white as a sheet. You mean whiter than she already is?
お姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃん。何？
She was on the verge of tears. Something seemed to have really spooked her. Did that huge man find us? Was she attacked?
どうしたの？落ち着いて話して。髪留めなくしちゃったの。
Oh, bugger off.
髪留め？起きたらなかったの。なんだ、そんなことか。
Oh.
そんなこと。あ、ごめんね。もっと怖いことかと。どこに落としたの？すぐ探せばあるよ、きっと。
I think she's pissed off now. The two of us searched every last inch of the room, me with a wounded foot, but we came up empty-handed.
幸子ちゃん、お姉ちゃんはどうすればいいかな。
The entire time we searched, Sachiko hadn't said a word. I was hoping evoking our sisterly bond might help cheer her up. I don't think she cares.
髪が目に入って痛い。その髪飾り、ちょうだい。
She raised her right hand slowly and pointed to my
こ
headband.
れは、ごめんね。これはあげられないの。
As soon as I refused, Sachiko let out a faint, outwardly groan. I think she's starting to crack. In the next moment, her face distorted and changed. She no longer looked like an innocent little girl. She looked well and truly like a demon now.
幸子ちゃん。よこせ。
Fuck you!
よこせ。
You little fucking devil. The look in her eyes alone sent chills down my spine. They were the eyes of someone who meant me harm and was perfectly capable of inflicting it.
どうしよう。
Give her the headband? Fuck no, stand firm. Sachiko was continuing to groan under her breath. Figuring what she might be capable of, I desperately tried to console her.
幸子ちゃん、聞いて、幸子ちゃん。これはお母さんに買ってもらったばかりの大事なものなの。だから。お母さん？
Somehow or another, this seemed to quell her anger. Her facial expression snapped back into that of the gentle, kind girl I've been talking to all this time.
そうなの。だからあげられなくて。ごめんね。
Yeah, stand firm.
お母さんからの？
She was oddly receptive to this explanation. and even seemed fascinated by it. Maybe I'd caused her to remember something about her own mother. She was a little girl after all, so her mom was probably really dear to her in life.
お母さん。お母さん。
I thought it would go up. She looked like she was on the verge of tears again. I was beginning to feel bad that I'd even broached the subject.
ごめんね。ううん、いいの。
She still seemed a bit sad, but she nodded. Maybe she understood that I couldn't give her my headband, and maybe she was okay with it. Yeah, the music! Getting me pumped! Let's look in here again.
ねえ、幸子ちゃん。幸子ちゃん。ねえ、幸子ちゃん。
She's not answering. She wasn't even looking at me anymore. I must have really upset her.
あのね、幸子ちゃん。カチューシャはあげられないけど、他のものならいいよ。他のもの？
I think that was the wrong thing to say.
私にできることなんて少ないけど、他のもの。じゃあ、ここ。
Why would you want to go in there?
もう入りたくない。あ、幸子ちゃん。
Without a moment's hesitation, Sachiko just opened the door and walked right in. I didn't even have the opportunity to stop her.
どうしよう。
I thought it was going to give me a choice. The first thing I noticed when I entered the room was Sachiko's form sprawled out on the ground at the foot of the bloody body pool. She was twitching a bit and moaning again, but this time it sounded more like a moan of pain than anger. Sachiko?
幸子ちゃん、幸子ちゃん、大丈夫？幸子ちゃん。
I stepped over her and turned around as to put the decaying bodies behind my back and out of my sight and started shaking her. I felt like I absolutely needed to snap her out of whatever this was before something terrible
お
happened.
姉ちゃん、よかった。気がつ。
I could feel her tiny cold hands on my abdomen through the thin cloth of my skirt. She was pushing me backwards with tremendous force.
触るな。
Whoa, what the hell? I lost my balance almost instantly and toppled over. It somehow felt like my fall occurred in slow motion. The walls and ceiling of the room grew more and more distant, but it happened gradually. The bitch pushed me into the bloody pool. The pool of bodies. Why? Then I felt the murky liquid on my back and heard the splash. I was in the pool of bodies. Oh! Oh, God, I got it in her mouth. That is gross. Because I fell backwards, it took me far too long to regain my bearings. I was submerged in that horrible tainted water, close to drowning. I finally broke through the surface, dodging the many dislodged eyeballs that were floating on it like peas in chicken soup. Each one wrapped in dull red bulging veins. I didn't even want to think about what was in all that water I swallowed. Unfortunately, much of it was still in my tongue. My mouth was filled with tiny bits and pieces of other human beings. The taste was overpowering. Ugh. I was gagging and belching so hard, it felt like I was going to regurgitate all my internal organs. I tried to scream, but could barely get any sound past the foul, lumpy stew in my mouth. Oh, gross! You bitch!
姉ちゃん汚い。やだ。ゲロ吐いてる。
I was losing consciousness fast, and I remembered silently praying, silently hoping that this was all just a dream. As the world faded around me, I just kept focusing on that one last wish. Please, let me wake up in my bed.
お姉ちゃん、捕まって。幸子ちゃん。
Oh my god, fucking bitch. Now you wanna help? I had no other choice. I grabbed Sachiko's outstretched arm and marveled again in her strength as she effortlessly pulled me out of the water. My entire body from head to toe was covered in sticky, goopy chunks of unidentifiable human flesh from countless different people.
お姉ちゃん、頭にも何かついてるよ。
Ugh.
何か？
Slowly, hesitantly, I raised my hand to my head to feel around and determine what this something might be. I wasn't looking forward to the answer. What I felt was a huge clump of matter stuck to my hair, and just touching it slightly caused some of it to stick to my hand as well. Ugh. It was a massive ball of fingers and toes. Oh, honestly, Yuka, that is really gross.
やだ。
Screw you, bitch!
お姉ちゃん、まだついてるよ。
The severed digits that were all so sticky and slimy that they'd gotten completely wrapped up in my hair like rollers. They weren't coming out easily. God, look at that grin.
落ち着いてお姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃん。
I must have passed out. When I came to, I was lying on the ground with Sachiko looking over me.
お姉ちゃん、ごめんなさい。
Screw you! She was on the verge of tears again. Wasn't that her voice I heard giggling at me? It's not, if not, then whose was it?
気のせいだったのかな。
No, you need to smarten up. That was clearly Sachiko giggling and cackling at your pain. Like, and she clearly fucking pushed you in there. That had to be it. This sweet little girl couldn't possibly have been that twisted.
大丈夫だよ。
I didn't care how filthy I was. As long as Sachiko was alright, that was all that mattered. Yes, she was my little sister now, after all. I had to take care of her. I had to look after her. You bitch!
お姉ちゃん遅いよ。待って、幸子ちゃん。どうしちゃったんだろう。足が重い。
Well, Sachiko had wound up in the lead, and I was following her blindly, struggling to keep up with her blistering pace.
お姉ちゃん汚い。もっと離れてよ。
What? What's going on here? Batteries. I looked down at my uniform. Sure enough, it was soaked through with the blood of those poor victims in the body pool and smelled really awful.
そうだよね。ごめんね。
I didn't recall saying that, or even trying to say that. It's like my mouth was moving on its own, speaking someone else's
お
thoughts.
姉ちゃんってほんとのろまだよね。
Fuck you!
ほんとだね。
If this is how she was going to treat me, then why was I being so nice to her? Why was I doing whatever she asked of me? It was bothering me, and yet it wasn't. I honestly didn't care anymore. I was just content to follow this abusive little girl to the ends of the earth. How long had I been walking, I wondered.
幸子ちゃん、まだ歩くの？
She looks bored. I was following Sachiko despite myself. I had no idea how much time had passed, but it felt like an eternity. She completely stopped answering any of my questions. Yeah, she's bored.
もういいや。
She came to a halt.
どうしたの、幸子ちゃん。
She turned around and looked at me with wide, innocent eyes.
幸子ね、欲しいものがあるの。
I already given you fuck all. What was it going to be this time? I honestly didn't want to know, but the question came out of my mouth anyway. And so did this.
幸子ちゃんになら何でもあげるよ。じゃあ次はね、命をちょうだい。
Excuse you?
命？
Somehow, some part of me knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time.
それはダメし。
Once again, I couldn't seem to control the words coming out of my mouth. It just said whatever it wanted to say, regardless of how I felt. What? Yeah, it's the Dark Ninja. It's fucked with her. She has no more control over her actions. She was laughing again. It was wild, crazy laughter. She was ecstatic.
ダメどうして？何でもくれるんだよね。
Fuck you!
お姉ちゃんだもん。ね？
No, I am not your big sister. Sachiko's smile almost seemed to twinkle in the dull light of the corridor. She had the face of an angel, but it was all just a mask.
怖い。やだよ。
I mustered all the strength I had, trying with whatever life was left in me to denounce her words and resist her pull. There was no hope for me anymore, but I still clung on to what I could. If I could just reject her statement and tell her she was wrong.
ダメ。は？
She's like, what?
冗談はやめて。ね。早くお兄ちゃんを探そう。お兄ちゃんならきっと何とかしてくれるから。ね。だからお兄ちゃんを。お兄ちゃん？そうだよ。私はお兄ちゃんみたいになれないけど頑張るから。お兄ちゃんってうるさいんだよ。
Yes! Finally someone calls it out.
早くよこせ。殺してやる。殺して首で殺してやる。
Fuck you.
早く死ねー。幸子ちゃん。
My body shook and spasmed uncontrollably. I was being overtaken by an invisible force. It was compelling me to speak, to say what would be my very last words on this earth. A suicide note, when you get right down to it. No, Yuka!
私の命あげる。
Ah, Yuka. No, it's Yoshikazu! Ah, fuck. It was instantaneous. With one single blow, my skull was cracked wide open and blood splattered far and wide. Oh. I could feel my blood trickling down my nostrils and my right ear. My brain was jutting out from inside my head, fully exposed to the air, but I was still conscious. I could still feel everything. Ah, Sachiko. She took a picture! I saw a bright flash of light and realized she'd just taken my picture with that instant camera she'd been holding on to. Oh my god, it's that picture! From the bad end of chapter 5 of the first game. So this is how it happened.
綺麗な写真が撮れた。
Yuka, you're not surviving this. Just give up.
いやしい女。
Oh, what a title. Sachiko was such a cute little girl before, but now her face was twisted into a hateful, spiteful grimace as she looked down at me in contempt. Yeah, you could just die, please. You're not surviving.
そうだ。これお兄ちゃんに見せてあげよう。何でもくれるって言ったでしょ。もう私のお兄ちゃん。
She's taken everything. Sachiko began petting my sticky matted head with her coarse, sticky hands in a mockery of my previous gentleness with her.
汚い顔。本当はこれを取り上げるのが目的だったんだよね。
My scrap of paper from the charm.
お姉ちゃんとはまた遊びたいから、ファクトにはしないであげる。また遊ぼうね、ゆかお姉ちゃん。
So, I mean, she is the master of fate within Heavenly Host. So, I guess to control that fate, she has to get the paper charm from the scrap of the paper charm, so she can control their fates because of the time loop. An alternate universe tale. Yeah, that was from the bad end of chapter 5. Wow! Chapter 7, Tooth, is now available. Eri... Is that Yuka's voice actress? Alright, let's look at the soulful testimony and then we'll end the stream for now. Only way out. Oh, I got like a whole bunch of... Yep, Yuka's voice actress.
コープスパーティー、ブックオブシャドウズをお楽しみいただきました皆さん。
It was
あ
awesome!
りがとうございました。そしてこんにちは、持田ゆかです。本当に怖くて、ゆか、何度も押し込む。では、ゆかからクリアしてくれた皆さんにおめでとうプレゼントです。
What would that be?
この日のためにいっぱい練習しました。どうか聴いてください。歌です。
Oh, she wrote a song?
赤く染まる祈り。お兄ちゃんが呼んでいる。それではありがとうございました。さようなら。
Bye-bye! That was funny. That was cool. I almost got all of the characters. I think that's Ayumi, and that's Naomi. And this is Emi, Toko, that's Kizumi, and I don't know who this bitch is. Alright. Well, that's the end of chapter 6. Holy shit, Yuka did not have a good time. Alright. Next time, or next stream will probably be later today. I'll be playing Mulan Fallen Dynasty. Try to level up so I can continue the main story. The next chapter of this game will be the final one, I believe. And I think that one will be special, because I have something else to show you. But, until then,